Welcome to the deep dive. This is the place where we try to cut through all the information overload and really give you the essential insights you need to be, well, instantly well-informed. And today, we're diving into what feels like the foundational shift in modern business.
It really is.
We're talking about leveraging generative AI, specifically ChatGPT, to accelerate income, productivity, and just professional success.
Our whole mission here is to look at the source material and give you a kind of roadmap.
A roadmap, exactly,
Us.
for turning this tool into really your biggest competitive advantage.
And the urgency here is, well, it's undeniable.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you just have to look at the adoption numbers. The first data point in the research is just, it's staggering. ChatGPT hit 1 million users in 5 days.
5 days. That speed should make everyone, stop and really pay attention.
It should.
The research gives some really crucial context for that number. To get to 1 million users, it took Netflix 3 years.
3 years.
Twitter took 2 years. Facebook was almost a year. And even Instagram, which felt like it just exploded overnight.
Right.
That took 2.5 months. So 5 days tells you this isn't just some small improvement. It's an explosive foundational shift in how we do knowledge work.
It completely frames the central idea of all the source material, doesn't it?
It does.
This isn't just about, outsourcing a simple task.
Yeah.
The tech is being presented more like a companion.
Exactly. A companion that can profoundly transform your entire workflow. We are moving way past the idea of just a helpful little widget.
So what's the core promise then?
The core promise is that it can just eliminate massive friction in how you operate. It automates tasks that were historically, tedious or super complex.
And streamlines your whole workflow.
Your entire workflow, from the first idea to the final output. And most importantly, it unlocks brand new revenue streams.
Streams that were, just unavailable before?
Yeah, pretty much. Unless you had huge amounts of time or, a very specific technical skill set. We're talking research, content generation, and even some surprisingly complex code.
That promise of a total workflow transformation is just huge. So to guide you through this, we've structured this deep dive into 3 key areas.
Right.
First, the foundational skill, mastering the prompt.
You have to know how to talk to it.
Then how to apply that to skyrocket your day-to-day productivity. And finally, the ultimate goal, using it to generate passive income and become what the sources call a superhuman freelancer.
So starting with that foundation, the biggest barrier people face is just that knowing how to talk to the AI prompt engineering.
Right.
And the most crucial tip, the absolute foundation, is to stop asking vague questions. You have to set a crystal clear goal.
Can you give us a practical example? Like, what's a bad prompt versus a great one?
A bad prompt is something like, how do I build a website that calculates compound interest?
Okay, that sounds like a Google search.
It is. It's a research question. A great prompt dictates the output. It would be, give me the full code for an index.html page that includes JavaScript for a compound interest calculator.
So you specify the format and the function.
Exactly. That specificity is just non-negotiable if you want high-quality results.
And it's not just about function, right? It's about style, too.
Absolutely. You can't treat it like a search engine. You can, and you really should, experiment with tone.
So you could ask it to be witty.
Witty, funny, highly formal, whatever you need.
Yeah.
The research even showed them testing a prompt like, write this podcast introduction in the style of Joe Rogan.
Really?
Yeah. And testing those stylistic boundaries is what unlocks much more unique, engaging content than just the default neutral voice it has.
Speaking of custom voices, the source material highlights what it calls the act as hack.
Yes.
This seems to be the ultimate technique for getting personalized expertise out of it.
It is the strategic key. It's how you leverage the tool's massive knowledge base. You're basically giving it a formula that assigns it a specific professional persona.
So you tell it to be a novelist.
Exactly. You literally say, I want you to act as a novelist. You will come up with creative and captivating stories. And that instantly changes the context, the vocabulary, the whole flow of the content.
So you're not getting just general advice anymore. You're getting it filtered through the lens of a specific expert.
Precisely. And the power is in the sheer breadth of it. The sources showed there are well over 150 of these act as prompts.
150?
Covering these highly specialized roles, from a productivity coach to an angel investor or a stockbroker. You're essentially giving the AI a custom job description to solve your exact problem.
But even with the perfect prompt, the output, it's not the final word, right?
No, and that's the critical distinction.
It's augmenting your skills, not replacing your own judgment.
You are the conductor. If you don't like the first draft, you have simple tools. Click Regenerate Response or ask it for options like give me 10 blog post titles.
Right.
And, crucially, you have to use the Refine and Edit function. Use it to improve the readability, the clarity, the tone of text before it ever goes public. It gives you the clay. You still have to sculpt the final piece.
Okay, so if prompting is the foundation, let's talk about the immediate payoff. How this stops you from having to be a jack of all trades.
The one-man band problem.
Exactly. If you're a freelancer or a small business owner, you're just constantly bottlenecked by having to master everything from copywriting to customer service.
And that's the exact pain point this just obliterates. Take cold outreach.
Yeah.
A task that causes massive procrastination for so many people. Crafting the perfect cold email takes hours. You need clarity, a great subject line, credibility, a clear call to action.
Most of them fail in the first sentence.
They do. But now you can generate that highly professional, tailored email instantly. The research had examples for really complex B2B scenarios, like for an estate agency or a foreign exchange advisory firm.
And the key insight wasn't just saving time, it was also about the polish.
It's guaranteeing that professional polish. We saw how a simple prompt change, just adding, make the email more engaging and personal.
What did that do?
It immediately shifted the tone. It started using friendly language, personal pronouns. It even added a little PS at the end.
And I love that Elon Musk test they described.
Yes, that's simultaneously ridiculous and also highly effective at proving the point.
So you just ask it to rewrite an email in his style.
You do. And it immediately produces something using casual language like yo and talking about revolutionizing the market and the future of foreign exchange advisory.
It's instant personality.
Instant personality infusion. And that same idea applies to customer service. You can instantly generate polite but firm templates, like a legally sound denial of a refund request based on your company policy.
Okay, moving into the full content flow. This is where the time compression seems truly revolutionary.
It is. A content creation process that used to take days can now be crunched down into minutes.
And it starts with ideation.
It starts with strategic ideation. You can ask it to generate, say, 5 topic ideas that have high search volume but low competition keywords.
Oh, wow.
Once you pick a winner, maybe the legalities of drone flying, you then ask for a detailed, structured outline, maybe a 7-paragraph structure, and from there you generate the full post.
The first draft is usually factually correct, but I find it can be a little sterile.
It can. And that's where the human touch comes in again.
Right.
The research showed that prompting it with, please make it funnier and make the tone informal, resulted in a dramatically more engaging output.
So it went from dry facts to a fun blog post.
In 2 minutes. And the strategic advantage there is in content repurposing.
So you're not just creating one piece of content.
No, the bottleneck for your entire cross-platform strategy is now gone. That blog outline can immediately become an engaging YouTube script or a podcast outline just by changing the prompt. You're dominating multiple channels with the effort of one.
Beyond the external content, the level of personalization for things like learning and health is also pretty remarkable.
Think about efficiency in education. You can instantly generate tailored learning plans.
Like what?
Like 50 multiple-choice questions with 4 options for a 5th-grade science class.
Wow.
Though a quick warning, the sources did say you sometimes have to manually curate these because the AI can occasionally repeat itself.
Okay, good to know. And the personal health stuff seems incredibly detailed.
It is. Take the example of generating a 2-week diet plan. You can specify a vegetarian male, 35 years old, 6 feet tall, 220 pounds, who wants to lose 2 pounds a week.
With specific macros.
With specific macros, 50% carbs, 15% fats, 35% protein. The plan it gives back is highly specific, listing meals, caloric breakdowns.
And then it remembers that for the next prompt.
It does. Because the chat retains context, you can follow up by asking for a complimentary workout plan, and it integrates your diet goals right into the suggested cardio and strength training schedule.
Okay, let's pivot to the ultimate goal, revenue. But we have to address the elephant in the room first.
I think I know where you're going.
If everyone can generate content instantly, won't the market just get flooded with low-quality, cheap stuff? Doesn't it devalue the whole idea of passive income?
That is the critical, skeptical question. And the sources confirm that, yes, low-barrier things like simple AI art or basic low-content books, they will be flooded. They'll become commodities.
So where's the smart money?
The smart money has to focus on high-quality, time-intensive content that stands out. We're talking ebooks, detailed courses, or simple software applications.
Ebooks are a great place to start. They traditionally require a huge amount of upfront work.
A ton. Research, structuring, editing, promotion. ChatGPT removes the bulk of that labor. You start with brainstorming, finding a profitable niche like travel and adventure.
And then drill down.
You drill down to a specific topic, like the best places to go for a digital detox. From there, you generate the full book outline, then the chapter outlines, and then finally the content itself. It's like an assembly line.
And the AI doesn't just stop at writing the book.
No, it even provides the marketing assets you need to sell it.
So like the sales page copy.
Exactly. It generated this descriptive, engaging sales copy for an ebook titled Unplugged, the Ultimate Guide to Digital Detoxing. It's just ready to be pasted right into an Amazon listing. And it even gave competitive pricing insight.
What did it suggest?
It suggested a price point of $2.99 to $4.99 for a nonfiction ebook like that to maximize sales.
Okay, now for what seems like the highest barrier to entry, coding and software.
This historically required years of specialized training.
Right.
That barrier has pretty much vanished. The sources showed that coding simple but really useful tools, like a VAT calculator website, is now straightforward.
How fast are we talking?
The AI generated the full JavaScript, HTML, and CSS code in seconds, all compiled into a single file ready to go.
But the truly eye-opening example from the research was the browser extension.
That one shows the AI handling genuine architectural complexity.
So what did it build?
It generated the complex back-end code needed for a Chrome extension that blocks distracting websites. And here's the unbelievable part. It didn't just write the 5 separate files.
Like manifest.json and background.js.
It immediately provided the 5 necessary setup steps.
The instructions.
The full instructions.
Yeah.
How to save the files, go to the Chrome developer page, and load the unpacked extension. You can literally follow the steps and have a working software product in minutes.
That just dramatically alters the earning potential for a modern freelancer.
The time-to-money ratio is completely transformed.
So let's look at the numbers.
On freelance marketplaces, a 1,000-word blog post that's typically around $200. That used to take a day, maybe 2. Now it takes minutes.
Wow.
A 12-chapter book outline goes for about $75 again. A task you can do in minutes.
And then there's the big money, ghostwriting.
Right. Ghostwriting, a 40,000-word nonfiction ebook. That's a job that commands around $2,100.
A job that takes weeks, if not months.
And now can be completed in hours. You just use that iterative flow.
Yeah.
Outline, write chapter, and use the keep going command whenever you hit the output limit.
Even for specialized marketing tasks.
Even there, creating ad copy using the ADA framework, attention, interest, desire, action. That's a service people charge $40 for. You could do it instantly. This is how you achieve superhuman delivery speeds.
Okay, we've covered a tremendous amount of power. But as we always stress on the deep dive, you have to know the limitations.
Absolutely.
What are the necessary caveats here?
The first and most important one is the data cutoff.
Right. Its knowledge isn't current.
Not at all. The training data for ChatGPT ends in 2021. It has zero access to current events. So if you're writing about anything, timely regulations, scientific breakthroughs, you must manually verify the facts.
That is a huge potential blind spot if you treat it as an authority on breaking news.
It is. Second, be aware of output limits. It has a word limit per response, around 2,500 to 3,000 words.
So if it just stops mid-sentence?
Just type continue, and it will seamlessly pick right back up. Third, for really complex queries, you need to break them into chunks.
Don't give it one giant request.
Exactly. Feed them in sequentially. It's much better to ask a series of specific questions.
And finally, let's talk about nuance and trust.
Yes, the tool still struggles with figurative language. Sarcasm, irony, really subtle humor. It can be lost or just misunderstood.
And the really big one, privacy.
Critically important. You have to be aware of bias and privacy. The AI inherits potential biases from its enormous training data.
So if you ask it to write an HR policy,
It might inherit biases from, say, U.S. corporate law that are totally irrelevant where you live. Always verify the context, and never, ever input personal sensitive information without checking the privacy policies first. Your input might be used in future training.
that's a crucial warning.
So what we've really explored today is this revolutionary breadth of use, from generating actual code and doing complex research to social media repurposing and creating whole new passive income streams with ebooks and software.
It fundamentally changes that core business trade-off. The choice used to be between spending a huge amount of time learning a skill or spending a huge amount of money hiring someone who had it. This tool lets you bypass that choice so you can concentrate your time and your effort on strategy and actually growing your business.
And by following the tips we've detailed, especially that ability to refine, customize, and role-play using the act-as formula. ChatGPT truly does become, as the source material says, not just a tool, but a companion that can help you achieve financial success.
So the provocative thought we want to leave you with, connecting back to that framework,
Yeah.
what field of knowledge previously locked behind a high-skill barrier are you ready to unlock next? Go back to that act-as formula and just see what expertise you can access right now to transform your next project.